Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are working on the old Chevy custom camper pickup truck. If you're not familiar or you're new to our channel, thanks for stopping in. We got a truck that's been sitting here for a few years and we're going to get her running. This guy here has been learning a lot about engines and power, and he loves these trucks, and we've got a few of them, so we're going to start getting things going for him. It's cold winter in Michigan, and it's time for little projects like this when you're not busy doing other things. Now this is the Longhorn model. You can spot a Longhorn because there's an added panel right here. What is that, about 8 inches? And these came with a beautiful truck camper. Well, you could get a truck camper. Now, a nice thing about this truck, it has got its badges or emblems intact. It's not a total beauty. We've got one that is a total beauty, not here. We do have one that is a total beauty, and we can make a video about that another time. So he's gonna do a little work under the hood here and tell us what's going on. How about a work light, Jack?
Yeah, it hasn't run in 8 years, and I thought I remembered maybe stealing a spark plug wire or two, and I did. So we're gonna have to steal a couple back.
Jack, there's a work light on an orange cord and a blue one. Should be hanging on those hooks by the air compressor.
Looks like we stole 2. So we'll go find 2. We got a vacuum tube here. That goes to this. I don't know why that's off. We have to go find a couple of spark plug wires. Yeah, there's plugs over here on the wall. You can come over here. Alright, you see any of these laying around?
Yeah.
Where?
Okay, we've located some missing spark plug wires, and the boys are hooking us up with an extension cord for the light.
We ran a tractor with these for a while, so we took 2 for a 2-cylinder. So now they're back.
There we go.
We took number 1 and 3 out. I found them.
Well, tell me what you're doing.
We had some bad spark plug wires on a 2-cylinder John Deere. So we took these 2 long ones, number 1 and number 3, and ran that tractor with them until the new set showed up. And then I guess we just never put them back on, so we found them and they're on.
Okay.
So
What was the special thing about this seat? That it's a bucket?
This has got bucket seats. This is a 60th anniversary, 68 Chevy with the 50th anniversary color scheme, trim package, all that. Code number, I think it's 551. Yeah. And it's got white and gold buckets, kind of gold colored. So
I'll climb over there and show you. Trey, could you snag me that light for a second? Bring it over here. Ooh, we got a CB. I did not know. Can you unhook it? Jack, we need that light. I want to show the console in here. Alright, now you can see what's going on. A sign of any good used vehicle is car parts. So it's got the distributor cap in here, but this is all original. And like you said, white and gold interior. It's absolutely beautiful. There's a little tear here, and I can sew. So we're going to be looking into doing some projects on this. He always puts mothballs, an open box of mothballs, in the vehicles when he's parking them. And the smell of it is just terrible, but he thinks it helps with the mice. Oh, look at you. You got some Blue Streak ignition parts.
Whatever came with the truck in there still.
Oh no, these don't need to be here.
Nope, that's just advertising.
I know, but this stuff is... Here you go.
It's just a catalog.
Yep. Don't need papers for the mice. You got a spark plug wire in here.
Okay, just leave it. We don't need it.
You got some kind of a filter. A cup. Locking fuel cap. An intercom for the camper right here so that you can talk to the people in the camper while you're cruising along.
Yeah, that was common. That's all I had.
Yeah.
That was nice. That console's not closing.
Okay. You need to stop talking. So somebody at some point switched the stereo. That is not correct. It says Buick. There's the other section of the intercom. He says that's all aftermarket stuff. That'll probably have to come out to get cleaned up. The carpet's actually not tore up. And the floor pans are really good. We have floor pans, but look at this. So I'm going to go see what they're doing up there. But that's the interior of the truck. Now you can't tell now. We've stored some lumber back there. These are really a beautiful bed. Do we have the tailgate for this truck?
We rarely ever got tailgate. They took them off. And somebody else got it 30 years ago, or they got thrown away or something, but we hardly ever did, which is too bad.
Okay. Yeah, the mice have been there in your air cleaner. We have, we're a farm, I said. We've got some bean seed here.
We changed the oil in this when we got it. We got it warm, changed the oil filter, so that's still perfect. Radiator's full. This is empty, so we're going to get some oil to put in that because we don't want to run the pump on nothing. This is an extremely rare part. To get this with this bracket, you had to have the auxiliary battery, which this had over here, and power steering on a big block. The normal big block,
That's the power steering.
that's the power steering reservoir. The only time you're ever going to see this over here off the fender on a bracket is when you got power steering, obviously, big motor, and the dual battery, camper battery. If you didn't have the dual battery and you had a big block and power steering, this was mounted right here to these holes, and then they got it up and out of the way. So this is extremely hard to find. All the rarest stuff there is to find is on this truck. It's a 1 year only engine. It's the L66. They only used it in 68. And then they went to the L47 for the next 4 years.
You said it was a 396?
Yeah. First year you could get a big block and a pickup. It was 68, and that's the only year they used that. It's a big 2-barrel. And they did really well with them, and then they went to a 4-barrel, so you have a completely different motor. The only other thing we could ever find they put these in was a certain cop car for like 1 year, also had this L66. It's kind of a torquey. So. But this truck had basically everything. Leaf springs instead of coils, auxiliary rear leaf, Dana 60, positive traction, bucket seats, pack, dual batteries, the CST 50th anniversary, camper, custom camper. What else? Manual choke, had an AM radio, but it's gone. I think that one's on the do it.
We got one.
What else? What else do they have?
Wood floor.
All Longhorn.
Right. But not all old trucks
It's
do.
not all. I'm talking about options.
Yeah.
Just totally loaded.
So if you can tell, this is actually a gold color. It's not yellow.
Yeah.
Real pretty. Has it been in Michigan?
Yeah, this was the truck in the, if you find the first brochure that ever, the Longhorn 68 was only half of a year. There's hardly anything. They didn't start right out, it was like halfway in. This was the truck in the brochure for GM. And then they gave it to or sold it to the Wolverine Camper Company. And then they drove it around from obviously probably 1969 or late 1968 until 1976 with a camper in the back to all these RV shows. And then this guy, we got it from, I don't think he was alive when we bought it. We bought it from his daughter. And he had worked there and bought it in 1976 and used it for hunting and fishing, and that's it. Never left Michigan.
Because they had to update the camper, so they updated a truck.
The GM only used it for their brochure for, would have been like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like from the summer, because the new ones would have been starting the 69s.
Mm-hmm.
So they used it in the brochure. So we got a copy of that, and then they got rid of it. And then this camper company in somewhere up north, they used it for like 8 years. And finally, it would have got old. And
Are the miles on this original then?
I don't even know what it says.
What does the odometer, the mile say, Jack?
Well, it would be 100,000 more, so 173.
107,000?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good.
So he just used it for a normal truck.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got rust. Always been here. We got it right here.
Yeah.
But none of that matters because of what it is.
Right. She's not show beauty, but she's a special one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, make her run.
All right, we got to put some oil in there. I don't want to run the pump right.
So if you're like us and you like to work on things and fiddle around in the garage, this is a good time of year to be watching YouTube videos in the nice warm comfort of your home. And out here in this shop, well, especially with the door wide open, it's not very warm. It was, I think it said 25 when I came outside earlier today, which is always wrong, so give or take 10 degrees. It's hard to say, but it was roughly freezing. And he's been watching a couple of channels, and let's just say he disagrees with the way they get things running. So this isn't exactly the right size battery for this. It's a little too big, but it'll do the job.
It's a truck battery, so we just set it up on something for today. We don't have anything else. Maybe the one
We're not going to take her down 50 miles an hour down the road.
Trey had that idea. Take the one from the bus and put it in the nest.
No, that was it. All right. All right. Let me try to start first, Jack. Okay.
All right.
Go in there and hit the key and see if it turns over.
So
They'll send some waste.
what do you got there?
Hit it again.
Maybe you got the wrong hole. Battery.
Probably not.
Are you in park?
Yeah.
me hop in there for a second.
Well, there's a push button over there on the side, like it was bypassed.
Huh?
The key? What's that push button about on the left? It wasn't in park. Basically, all summer, Jack has been getting in this truck, hanging out in it, studying it. He's ready to go.
Okay, real gently pull that choke out. Or pull the choke, yeah. Okay, push it back in real gentle. Pull the choke out. Okay. Pump the pedal twice and hit the key. Okay, hit it. Okay, push the choke back in. Now try it. Do it again. Do it again. Fuel's leaking right out of the car.
Is there a gasket there that's rotted? Probably.
Really bad. Super bad. That's your accelerator pump. That's all leaking right out there. Okay. Push the gas pedal down all the way. Now crank the motor. Do it again. Okay, hold on. Don't do anything.
Your faces are the same as Bethany's. She's like, he's over there cranking on. He's like, oh no.
That's a carburetor they took off of an international pickup.
Oh yeah?
But it's roughly the same model. The numbers were just a little bit off.
Yeah.
So they whipped out the one that was on this so bad that they. Is the key on? No. Straight up and down? Straight up and down. Can't believe there's even that much gas to run on. Yeah, you turn the light handle counterclockwise for the headlight. Turpentine. That's terrible. Does it work?
Reminds me of the smell of the old cabin when we would go there and my mom would start the heater.
Well, that needs to come off and get redone.
All right.
But if we have spark, it'll run without that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, you got your tester?
What you want?
Electrical tester? See if she got spark. Okay, now crank it. Okay, just give it a break.
Choke in?
Yep.
I think if you're not starting it, you're supposed to push the choke in.
There was one brand new on eBay. The correct one. Remember, we found it. We couldn't believe it.
Okay.
We didn't want to buy it. We should see if it's still on there.
Sometimes.
It's on.
So what do you find now? Your amp meter saying you have 7 volts
7.
and the battery saying
7.
12.
7 from the coil. So the coil is bad. That right there is what makes your spark.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have enough to get the spark plugs to fire.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's working, but that's too weak to start it. It's just sat here and went bad.
What if you cleaned it with a wire brush? Could it have rusty contacts from condensation?
Maybe.
This is a pretty moist place.
Yeah, they look good. Hey, Jack. You hit the key.
What's she saying now?
You can shut the key off, Jack. Go ahead. Crank it some more.
I'm gonna take off my gloves and make it really hard to get around.
Go ahead. Okay. Don't do it. That clicking,
Uh-huh.
there's better wires energizing that, so
Good.
it's just a bad wire.
All right. You were just testing it unhooked.
No, I was trying to start it.
Yeah.
The carburetor's horrible.
Yeah.
The fuel pump is working, and every time he cranks it, it just dumps fuel out of the
Yeah.
accelerator pump area. So, yeah, I just can't believe it.
Oh, well, that could be here by the end of the week.
Well, it's just a gasket, but I can't
Yeah.
believe how bad it's leaking.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Dumping all your crappy gas out of the gas tank. Okay, choke it a little bit.
Well, it's already in,
Okay,
or out.
go ahead and crank it. Okay, choke it a little more. Is it all the way?
You know what he means by pump the pedal? Flutter your foot. Up and down, up and down.
Okay, crank it. Okay, turn the choke back off. Push it in. Push it in. Okay. Now when it starts, pump the pedal, okay? Okay, go ahead and crank on and start it. Okay, stop. All right.
Any more gas in there?
Is there anything in the gas tank?
Yeah, it's horrible gas. It smells. So we know it'll run now. We'll pull this carb and fix that gasket because it's just dumping gas. Okay. Turn the choke off. All right. It was starting without pumping it and no choke, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do it one more time. Go ahead.
And once it starts,
Then you can start pumping the pedal. See if it'll keep running. All right. Okay.
Rag, fire extinguisher, what do you want? Glove?
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't. Here. Here. I don't want the other gas on the manifold to start burning. Don't blow on it or anything.
Fire extinguisher?
No. Kevin, I just didn't want that gas to burn.
Yeah.
Then we'd have to do something else. Okay.
Right.
Well, it's leaking gas too much, so we'll just
Yeah.
not mess with that again. But anyway, it'll run. Great. Now we just need that gasket, right? Yeah, it's right here. Your accelerator pump gasket, it's just puking gas out like I've never seen before. So, the starting fluid was all on this gasket.
I see. So it turned over and actually started when I was over there.
Yep.
But Jack didn't push the gas on to the floor.
If we unhook the line and pull fuel from another source,
Right.
it would have kept right on running.
Like a temporary
the
fuel
gas
tank.
in there is absolutely horrid. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
So, once we get it out of here, we got to drain that gas. Both tanks. Well, whichever, yeah. So we need.
So he was having voltage trouble. Can you show on there where it was spliced together so badly?
It's right here. I don't know what their problem was. We were getting 7 volts instead of 12, and it wouldn't run. So I cleaned them up, messed with them. Then I had 12, and it fired. So, but now the problem is this replacement carburetor. I'm thinking I can just pull that. Oh, that's not connected. Oh, is it?
So we had some electrical wire from another project over on the other side, and I was just working with that mess. He replaced that wire to the starter.
No, I just cleaned up their mess. I will replace it. I'm gonna take that fuel out.
Okay. Yeah.
And with a big screwdriver, I think we can just you can just a little carburetor fire.
Yeah.
Um,
Doing the right thing. Ooh, my glove's warm. Thanks.
so I'm thinking we can take this bolt
Okay.
and take this off and that gasket.
What do you want? A big screwdriver?
Big straight screwdriver for right here.
Jack, big straight screwdriver.
Actually, I need another.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. The tall tool chest. One drawer is nothing but. It's all screwdrivers, the drawer with screwdrivers. Then you're not in the right drawer. That's hex drivers. Or socket drivers, whatever. Like a set of hex keys.
You know how in trains and bus stops they have those fans keep all the smoke out? Ain't nobody got time for that.
We have open ventilation here.
Yeah, holes in the roof.
You got a 20-foot tall building and bird openings everywhere. It's getting out. Carbon monoxide, what?
What's that? I don't know what that is. Is it supposed to be dim when you first turn it for the interior light and then?
Okay, Jack. Crank that motor over.
No pedal or anything?
No, I'm just seeing about the fuel pump. You can film this if you want.
I am.
Okay.
Shooting it. in the battery.
Yeah.
Want a rag?
No big deal. Yeah, a little bit. Not too good, but a little bit. This is probably going to be too long. Somebody's messed with this before, you know. I'm just seeing if I can take the bowl only off
Mm-hmm.
and figure out what's leaking so bad. That's all on the bowl part of it. Where is he?
In the truck. Jack's working spot is there.
Here, we hold it. And just put it where I need to have it to see these.
There you go.
We'll see what's going on. I just can't believe how bad it's dumping the gas. Maybe it pulls it apart back to there. Kind of shine up in here better.
Probably.
On another truck, maybe.
I can't feel my toes. Well, actually, I can feel my toes. They're all feeling like my pinky toe.
Yeah, there's little gaskets right there. Or washers or something. Okay, these are all the same length. So, it's all this.
Uh-huh. It's leaking from there?
Right out of that piston
Yeah.
right there. So when you pump on the pedal, you've got an accelerator pump. And it's spraying gas into here, right?
Yeah.
And this one, the fuel pump's filling this bowl just fine. And it's just puking out of, I guess, here. I thought maybe it was that gasket.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pump.
Okay.
So when you're pumping your foot,
Uh-huh.
you're making that work and giving it extra fuel beyond what, because the motor's not sucking anything in yet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the accelerator pump. Give you fuel beyond any vacuum, or if you're not even turning on it yet, you know. So that's, look,
Mm-hmm.
they've totally screwed with this.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's the problem. So I wasn't sure if this would, but it came right off with it. So
All right.
we'll get it fixed.
Well, you can play with it over at the bench instead of here.
We'll get her going. That's what it needs now. 'Cause
Okay.
you can't have it getting warm with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here,
Uh-oh.
here comes little boy.
Okay. All right, so we are here having our after dinner snack. The kids are having some graham crackers and milk. Me too. Okay, so tell me about your red book that you've got there.
This overhaul manual and a mate to it, I think they call it a service manual. I bought a 1968 pickup, probably 27 years ago, 26. And he had bought these new with the truck new in 68 and just passed them along. And we still have that truck actually too, but this 68 we've used it for, and we found that there's more than one 396 that they put in the 68 pickups, which is the first year for a big block at all on a pickup. So we dug into that, and the one that we have is super rare. The code on it is XM. It'd be a suffix, not a prefix. And we found that it was a 400 foot-pound of torque, like a high torque option. They put a low rise cast iron intake, and it's the only one that had a Holly carburetor instead of a Rochester, and it's a 2-barrel. So they were a lower RPM, high torque motor. So there's no information on them. The intake casting number, nobody's ever heard of them. There's a couple other guys on the internet you can find where they've got this 3935403 number, and nobody even believes them that it's a 2-barrel with a Holley bolt pattern, but it is. That's what this is. So it's this L66 396 XM motor, lower RPM, high torque, and the carburetor on this 68 Longhorn, the guy told me years ago they had so much trouble with it, it was shot. They went and found this other Holley. It's a 4147 Holley. It's a big 2-barrel. It's like a 500 CFM 2-barrel. So that's what's on the truck, which they told me was wrong, and it is. And I asked if they had the old one. Of course, he didn't know, or it was tossed, but it'd be great to have it. So we found this accelerator pump is what was leaking. The diaphragm, you can see air right through it. You can see right through it. It's complete. That's what was leaking.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, this is like $2. We think because this is a high displacement motor, big cubic inches with a 2-barrel carb, they ended up putting the 50cc instead of 30cc accelerator pump. The 30cc, this thing only comes to like here. This is like twice as deep. So then this has a long throw to it. This section right here is twice as big. Where you put the screw through on the 30cc pump only comes to like here. The 30cc is so thin, it's just a flange to screw to. So this ends up being like $4 or $6 instead of $2, because whatever. So that'll fix that one up. It's not the right carb, but it's the right model. Just came off an International, so it doesn't have the right GM part number on the. But so they used, that was a 1-year engine as a special option in '68, and then it went away and became the L47. And then they took this motor, and you can find that they found that they put it in cars for 1 year only in '69. Police cars and a couple different things, and they were just real high torque, good mileage, 16 miles to the gallon instead of like 10, so lots of torque. But anyway, that's what it is. It's oddball. We have a speed shop in 10 miles away.
Yeah.
They'll have it. So they'll probably want like $15, but if not, we'll just get it on the internet for the big ones, $4.49 to $6.
Yeah.
Instead of $2, so whatever. But that's all it is.
Well, we'll have to find out
Then
how
it'll run. So we need to start looking for the right carburetor, because it's going to be extremely rare.
And that carburetor outside that he mentioned, like, what, a year ago you found it on there? It's still for sale.
Well, it's the identical carburetor, but we found through the date codes that it's newer. It's an exact replacement that was built. The year code on it is 4, which means 74, 84, 94, and they didn't even have those codes in this. The 4-digit Holley date code didn't even exist in the 60s. It was a 3-digit, so it's an exact replacement that was built later. So
So it would work, but you like things like factory and original.
Well, if we waited 5 or 6 or 10 years and kept watching eBay all the time the way we normally do it, eventually we'll find a 1968 4147 with the right GM part number. We'll buy it used and rebuild it, and then it's even closer.
Right. So if you've got a vehicle that you want that way for whatever purpose, or for your own, you can sleep at night.
The truck is so rare that we got to try to get it close. Like the hubcaps on it are a 1-year only hubcap. They're huge money, but we'll end up buying them because.
Right.
Remember, they were special for a camper truck. They were special for a 3/4 ton. Different than, they had different dimensions. They were, what was it, stainless?
I don't know. And everything stainless is really high anyway.
They
and
were,
you said it's got Dodge.
It's got Dodge wheels and hubcaps on it now. Everything's totally different. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of 1-year only stuff on the truck. So, for instance, that color code of bucket seat, did they even make that in any other year than the 50th anniversary? I don't think it did.
And this is more rare than, say, like a 50th anniversary Golden Jubilee Ford tractor. So if somebody watching this has the wheels that we're looking for this,
we've got the wheels.
Or the carburetor, let me know.
We've got the wheels. We don't have the hubcaps.
Mm-hmm.
It had split rims with 16-inch tube type tires. We've got those.
Mm-hmm.
The hubcaps are on eBay. We'll find the carburetor. We'll get everything.
Right.
But we've had another 68, not this 68 either. Another one that had buckets in it and they were all black. So it's hard enough to find them. Who knows if that was a 1 year only on the buckets for that color. They're gold and white. Silly.
So we've got a trip to town to make and maybe some phone calls to see if they have that part in town. Otherwise, we'll have to order it online. So thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed so that you'll be able to see this cold start once we get it all up and put back together. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.